Welcome to my very first episode on YouTube, and my name is Lauren. I have no idea what I'm going to call this channel yet, so if you have ideas, please share them with me in the comment box. I am here to do YouTube because I just feel very much about certain topics, and I really felt like other platforms like Instagram and TikTok are just a little bit too fast moving for me, and I really want to put a bit more thoughts into each of these episodes and topics that we speak about. It can be things that are related to the businesses I do or not, or my personal experience, and I welcome you into my life to share my snippets of journey. I'm excited to start this thing. And there was just this recent episode of me adopting 2 cats, and it's gotten me thinking the whole reason why I wanted to do it despite being against my parents' ideas about it. So the topic that I really wanted to share about so much today is getting started on your own life and just stop waiting. If you are someone who is waiting for permission, I think this episode would be great for you to just sit down. It's just gonna be a couple of minutes. Well, if you'd like to subscribe and hit the like button, I would be so thankful for that. I just think that as humans, it's our tendency to procrastinate. It's normal, but it takes a whole lot of discipline to want to do it properly and to not let it sit for too long. Our time here as physical humans is really finite. I don't know when it's my last breath. I don't know if I get to do a next episode. And so it's about procrastination. It's about having the discipline to step up and take control of your own life rather than it just happening and unfolding for yourself. It's almost 100% hit that every one of us would have had incidents of having clothes on the chair, and then you move them to the bed, and then you move them back to the chair when you need to sleep, and the cycle goes on. We all know how that looks like. But what if I told you that it's just gonna take you less than 3 minutes to put up all, fold them back, just put them everything into the cupboard, and you'd actually don't have to complete that toxic cycle for the next 2-3 days? That's quite a good thing, right? But a lot of us are just so much more used to the action of doing that loop, and we just don't really want to face what we have to do. The top items that people usually procrastinate on are, of course, number 1, studying, and number 2, housework. I do that all the time, but now that I have 2 cats, I am forced to actually vacuum and just make sure that things are being done around the room. It's almost like a second nature to me right now. And just before the 2 cats, I am not the most upkeeping when it comes to, keeping my clothes. I am one of those who would move things from the chair to the bed and there. I'm not proud of it, but I'm only human. So I'm just here to share with you that it is alright that we tend to procrastinate, and it is alright to procrastinate, in fact. However, that is really not what you want to do, because it's just repeating a toxic cycle. The first lesson is to just spend 2 minutes and move on. Just 2 minutes. If it's gonna be so difficult, just do it for 2 minutes and then move on. Well, I have thought about vacuuming the room, and it just takes me less than 2 minutes now, because I don't have to look at small scatters of litter. I don't have to look at strands of hair that's going on. It's just done. Second, I think when we stop living lives our way, meaning we have people in our lives who have a bigger influence on us, we tend to be waiting for permission. At least that was the case for me. I'm not sure if that's anything to do with being Asian, but really there was this thing about being terrified about going against the grain, about not following the path of what everybody is doing. I'm a Singaporean, born bred Singapore. I always felt like I was supposed to grow up, go through JC, go through university, go through my first corporate jobs, blah blah blah, find a man, get married, BTO, then get married, and then have kids, blah blah blah. But I am nothing like that. I stopped corporate life when I was 25, and after that I started a series of businesses. Sure, They may not be huge businesses, but they have brought me immense joy. I've never felt that happy doing things that I could call my own. I built businesses, sure, some of them failed, but I learned so much from actually doing those things. So, whose permission was I waiting for? I spent so much time waiting for permission. I woke up one day and I just felt like enough is enough. I don't want to wait for it anymore. I don't want to have my boss telling me that this isn't right. My parents telling me that they put me through university not for me just to do some weird business. I get it, but it's my life and I would want to take control of it. And this part about waiting for permission actually has a link to the next part. It's about how we choose to be brave and how we can actually be brave. And a side note, being brave is really difficult. So it's not for the faint-hearted. It's not for anyone who just says and pays lip service that they want to change. If you really want to change and you really want to start living life on your own terms, choosing to be brave comes with a huge price tag when it comes to your mental strength, physical strength when it comes to being able to pull through with certain projects that you've committed to on your own. Take my 2 cats, for example. I know that my parents are not okay with me bringing the cats home, but that was a part of me that I really wanted to have these cats. I bumped into these cats through some chance and fate, and the whole process of me adopting these cats was just smooth. I did give my parents some heads up, and also I live with my parents. I am in my 30s. I'm not proud of it, but I'm not hiding as well. It's also being stuck in systems that I can't get out of, that I am what I am at this point. But I choose from here on that I want to do things that would make myself proud of myself. So my cats are now with me and they're now in my room, happy, jumping around, doing their own things, doing cat stuff. But of course there is the other part that I have to be brave to deal with my parents, to face my parents, to also try to explain and share with them why I want to have such a responsibility and commitment in my own life. To me it's an uphill fight, right? So being brave here takes a lot of effort. For the record, I just cried last night over these cats because of how it's led to kind of like a strained relationship with my parents and I. It's not for people who just want to cruise through life. I don't want that. I really want to build a life that I like. So this whole part of being brave, I feel it's not the easiest thing to do because it takes so much energy on ourselves to actually be there and to be actually able to continue with so much focus on why we started in the first place. I'd be happy if you can share your story with me in the comment box, because it's always interesting to hear about more brave stories and kind of like give each other energy and to move on with doing the right things for ourselves. I want to close today's video with a final message. In the end, what you wanted to do today, you might not have the chance to do it tomorrow. There is something that I've always held very close to my heart from when I was 25. I don't want to live this life with regrets. This statement is really huge, but I hope you can take that with you as well. And if you were waiting for a sign to do something, anything, maybe it's just moving all the clothes into an actual folded pile and into your wardrobe, this is the sign. I'll see you next week. Bye bye!